What's up, y'all? I can't. It's hard to talk over the music. Hey, everybody. Hi. The music is done, and now we can talk. Hi. You're your sci-fi sisters. Hi, everybody. We're so happy to be here at virtual TrekCon 5, baby.
Hi.
We're short one sister tonight. We love you, Fran, and we hope you feel better. Y'all send some love to Franny T. But I got my other sisters with me. I got Yvette Blackman Tom.
Hello.
And Sabrina Wood.
Whoop, whoop.
And I'm Tamia Harper. And we are really, really happy to be here with you guys tonight. Hi, everybody. It's so nice to see everybody in the chat. And, you know, we love VTC. This is our family. This is our home. So we're happy. What's up, Chat Pack?
Yay!
Chat Pack in the house. So, okay. This is a sister's top 10 list. And you know how we roll with our top 10 lists.
I don't know why we keep doing this to ourselves.
Why, Sabrina?
I don't know, because it's a sense of accomplishment afterwards.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
This was an accomplishment. I mean,
It was.
y'all know. Yeah, it's a good one. It was
Yeah,
it was a good one, and it was a hard one, but it was worth doing. You know, because y'all know how many distress calls there are in our beloved franchise
Lord have
that
mercy.
we've been celebrating. this whole
Mayday.
time.
Mayday.
God. See, that's why underneath my name it just says SOS, because I'm done. I'm done. So we decided, because we're celebrating 60 years of our beloved franchise of Star Trek, we decided to list the top 10 distress calls. We are taking our favorite distress call episode from each series,
Ooh.
minus the animated series, because they only had one, and it was Padunk.
Yeah, it was.
And then it wouldn't fit. We couldn't have top 11. So
Right. We couldn't
had to
have
go.
top 11. It's top
It
10.
worked out perfectly.
Right. So we've got our favorite. We picked all these distress call episodes from each series. Then we put our favorites, and we voted on that, and we voted on the one that was going to represent that series. And no, right? And then we got our one from each series, and then we had to rank them.
Yes.
Woo. Do you know how much we love you all that we would do this? Mwah, mwah.
I mean, Star Trek is a distress call. That's what we found out. It is just a goddamn distress call. Especially
TNG.
Jesus Christ.
It was
7
saving everybody.
seasons of distress calls. My
Every opening was like, we received a distress call from blah, 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 my butt planet. And we were on our way.
oh my goodness.
All right. So should we get into it?
Yes, please.
You better.
Okay. So a lot of you guys already know how this rolls. Why don't you guys put in the chat what you think our number 10, we're starting with number 10. We're going to start with 10 and work our way up. Okay. I want to see some suggestions what you all think is our
If you don't
10.
know the episode, just say the show with the series. Guess which series?
before we announce the first one. All right, I'm going to give it.
I had 3 top 10 lists. I had 3. I did it again, and then I did it again. And of course, that came in with 15. So again,
Right.
you know, like all of season 2. No.
And of course, I was like, I can't decide. I can't rank them. It's so.
What are y'all doing?
Really, Tamia? Can you not? Or did you just
Scott,
not try?
No, we're going to surprise
Okay.
a lot of people.
All right, number 10. Dun, 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 dun. Drum roll. Number 10 is No Small Parts from Lower Decks, season 1,
Decks.
episode 10. And this is one of my favorites in particular because, as y'all know, Peanut Hamper is my girl. That's my bitch right there. Peanut Hamper is my bitch. I fucks with Peanut Hamper.
Yes.
So, because Peanut Hamper. So the reason I love this episode so much is because here we are in a situation, and everybody's like, all we need is something small enough to go into this space and risk their lives for everybody else. And most Trek shows, they're like, I'll do it. Sacrificial lamb, right? Somebody's like, I'm gonna do it for you. And Peanut Hamper was like, screw that. Are you
She
people
was like, this is
I'll see y'all later. You people are crazy as hell. You know? That's why I love this episode so much.
The reverse of the distress call protocol.
I think she would, though, Dave Gregory. I think she would.
Yep. I love this episode. I mean, I love this episode because there's like so much going on in this episode. And for a 22-minute show, I mean, I think we got like 4 stories going on. You know, the Peanut Hamper, of course, show. Badgie shows up again. The Packledge show up.
Yay!
The whole ship finds out about Mariner and Captain Freeman.
Mhm.
And oh my God, the reason why we're here is the distress call from Captain, what is her name? Captain Dayton. Once again, Captain Dayton gets a new ship, and there's a distress call. I think the distress call doesn't even go through because the Packledge just blew her up. I mean, the ship is gone. All hands lost. Just gone. So there's so much going on this. We actually lose Shaq. At least we think we lose Shaq. There's a real sacrifice. And then the Titan shows up.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember the first time you saw that and the Titan showed up? And I was like,
I know. I was like, oh my God, it's a Titan. I was screaming. I was like, oh my God.
yeah. This was, oh my God. This was, I didn't see. But this was really a good Lower Decks season finale. It was I think it's one of the best season finales of Star Trek. Honestly.
I would agree. Like it was so tightly written, right?
Yeah.
Like it was so compact and there was so much going on in it, but it all made sense. Like it wasn't like one of those episodes where there's a plot A, plot B, plot C, and there the twain shall meet, and like and it just doesn't make sense. And you're like, why are these even in the same episode together? I don't even understand it.
Right.
You know, so
it all meshed together. Everybody's story worked together for the ending. And I think, and also I love this episode because it made something from the novels canon. And you know how much I love the novels.
Yes.
Never forget when they had when the Titan showed up, I think everybody that read the novels wanted to know what Titan was going to show up, because when the Titan series novels came out, they had a contest for someone to design the Titan because it never was seen on camera, you know. So they had this contest, and the person that won, that was his design that was on.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
So that I was like, it's the actual Titan from the novels, you know, because it was just, and I will always love Lower Decks for that, because they bring everything Star Trek to canon, you know. They really bring a lot of stuff in, and that just, to this day, I just love that. I still love that.
Oh, yeah. So that's our number 10.
That's it.
That is it. Yes, Lower Decks. Got some disagreements and grumbling in the.
There's a lot of grumblings.
I know, right?
But this is our top 10.
Just wait.
Just wait. There's more.
There is more. So shall we proceed?
Please. Yes.
Okay. Number 9, folks. Dun, 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 dun. Number 9 is The Devil in the Dark.
Yay!
TOS Season 1, Episode 26. That's our TOS representative coming in at number 9 for the Sci-Fi Sisters Top 10 Distress Call episodes. Go ahead, Sabrina.
What we like about this is that, you know, we made our picks, and this may be why some people are, grumbling a little bit, but we didn't want to pick those shows where the distress call was really a lure into something else. They go there thinking it's one thing, and then, there's some alien that wants their organs or something. This is a legit distress call. These people on this mining colony were getting. I love it. It had sounds. It had music. It had the twinkling music. I mean, this is so TOS that I love it, and it's got a good story.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a classic episode, not just because but I loved it because it was such a pure distress call episode. Like they get the distress call, they go to the planet, and they are actively engaged in solving the problem that was expressed in the distress call.
Exactly.
Did you hear that, TNG? Just saying.
Oof. TNG, man.
Yes, Wanda the Hoarder.
So that's number. And also, it's just it's a super good episode, period. And it's definitely, I couldn't think that I couldn't think of any other way.
Yeah.
On any other representative for TOS. Well, I did think of like 4 other TOS ones that I really liked.
Yeah, we did. Doomsday Machine. We thought of a lot of them. We were fighting on this one. But this was the trend starter for the red shirts too.
Right.
I mean, how many red shirts went down in this one episode?
Right.
Unlike Peanut Hamper, they went willingly.
They did. Well, I don't know. That one guy, he didn't want to be left in that tunnel, but I love it. They were barbecued red shirts.
Ooh, oh my God. Wow, okay. Oh my God.
Yikes.
That's 4 red shirts.
Some of the honorable mentions. There were a lot.
Yeah, we'll get some. We'll do some honorable mentions for sure, TJ, at the end. Okay, moving on. Number 8, Sabrina. Woo! Get your lips ready. Get warmed up.
Get together, Sabrina. You good?
Number 8 is none other than Impulse from Enterprise, season 3, episode 5.
Woo! Vulcan zombies.
Vulcan zombies. I don't see Enterprise episodes, but I know this one.
Shit out of me. Vulcans falling from the ceiling.
Oh, one of the best. I'm telling you. And again, I like this one because again, it is an honest distress call. They go there to save these Vulcans. You know how I feel about Vulcans, but they get there and it's just out of control. Vulcans just lost their minds. I can't stop laughing because this is just one of them. It's scary and it's funny. And I like the end of it because Archer could not help them. I mean, that was the heartbreak of this episode. It was they tried their best to get there, but all they could really do was get their butts out of there themselves. They could not help them. And I think it haunted Archer, even when he was being debriefed. It was a sore spot. How I feel about Vulcans, Jill.
Here's Sabrina's guide to Vulcans. Can't live with them, can't kill them. That's the Sabrina guide to Vulcans.
Right. Yep. I really enjoy this episode because it's actually done very well. Just like I think everything we picked. When I think of Enterprise, I actually really think of this episode a lot. It was done well. The acting was very good. It brought back some. I think it was the first season, and they were on a planet, and Trip and Travis got infected with some pollen, and they really thought that T'Pol was against them, and Trip was actually a killer. And it just turned on its head here, where she remembers that Paul remembers what they said to her, that you never liked me, you never trusted me, and she didn't believe anything they were saying. You're gonna kill me. It was like the tables were turned, and I think Jolene's acting in this was absolutely phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
because she had to just, she just wasn't herself.
Right.
Right. I mean, from the moment it came on, she's screaming and hollering, and they got her, they're holding her. And I think it was well done. Even especially at the end when he couldn't save them, and then we got this nightmare scene, and we think everything is okay. They're at Tuesday night movies, and she goes in the corridor, and here comes the Vulcans again, and I'm like, aren't we done with these Vulcans?
Yeah.
But it's definitely well done. I think it's well done. I think it's David Livingston. I think he did this one. But I really enjoy the Zombie Vulcans, because I never remember the name of this episode. I just call it the Zombie Vulcans.
This is the Halloween episode.
Halloween episodes, right?
Yeah. It was very scary and very effective.
Also this is the beginning of to Paul's, I believe it's the beginning of her addiction too, right? I thought so. Yeah. So I mean, going forward, it's really a poignant episode.
Yeah. So that's why it was number 8 on our list. And I tell you, number 7, kids.
Hold on. Wait, ready?
Ready.
Number 7 is The Last Generation from Picard.
No, The Next Generation.
No, it's The Last Generation. We actually argued about this last night. Because I kept calling it The Next Generation, and y'all were like, no!
So the last one's not a distress call. The first one is the distress call.
Oh, so it's
I was right all along. See, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. You see what I'm dealing with here? I said it right last night, and then my kids are trying to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about.
Not the kids.
Just saying.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We was tired.
Where we go?
It's the next to last generation.
It's the next to the last generation.
I love it.
Thank you. It is that one. It's the one from Picard. It came season 3, episode. We were doing episode 10, right? Season 3,
Are we
episode
really
10.
confused? No, episode 1.
No, the first one. Because we're talking about the com badge.
Well, you know, I had the other one in my brain anyway.
I know you did.
Daggone it. It's the first one, y'all.
It's the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly was
Season
not
3,
my
episode
pick.
1.
Here we go. Here it is. This is the one.
It's that generation.
That's the
Because
one.
it was Beverly making the distress call.
Oh, God. Yes. Anyway, it is the one where Beverly receives the damn distress call all the way across like gazillion light years and into a defunct comm badge like that's been sitting on mothballs for 20 damn years. But somehow it worked. Anyway, that one. It's just a really good episode though.
Yeah.
Despite the comm badge.
The Energizer battery in that comm badge.
Oh my God. This
was some old code. I mean, this is a classic distress. I mean, this is one where you gotta like, where is this coming from? What is this code? Like, who is this? You don't even know who's in distress.
Right. And it's coded, the Marriott Kodak or whatever the hell it was. And, I think it was classic TNG. Because they love a distress call.
It was space magic. Thank you.
Right.
Oh my God! But
that was the comm badge and bought it Toys R Us.
I had that one.
I couldn't believe he could find it.
Anne
That's
Marie.
right. Yeah, I was not cool with that.
Mhm.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you got rid of such a great. Okay, that's another discussion.
Yeah, that's a
They
good.
got rid of a great couple so that Picard could have a damn crush on Laris, so that he could then go off to be with Beverly.
Wow.
Remember that.
Poor Laris.
Yeah.
And poor
And,
Laris.
well, Beverly's always getting used, so not that it was time for someone else to be, but at least I didn't mean it that way. But I mean, at least it wasn't Beverly again. I'm
Right?
sorry.
That
Not what I
that
meant.
comm badge must have been a Timex.
Keep on ticking.
I mean, Laris is like, you get one tweet from somebody you haven't seen in 20 years, and you're gonna tell me some mess here. The poor Laris.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
I
that's
know.
that's a way to start a distress call.
All right,
She was-
let's move it to
Okay.
let's actually talk about the episode.
All right. If
Go
it,
ahead.
like tell, I don't know. It's there was a lot that happened on
There
this
was.
episode.
So I think we liked this episode mainly because it was definitely better than the entire season 2
Two.
of Picard. So we were just happy for that. I mean,
It brought me back.
Right. So I think and then we got everybody back because that's what we wanted in the first place. And, finally got it back. And they finally got Beverly back, who wasn't really in the movies. She never showed. We're like, where the hell is Beverly? You got everybody but her. And then she shows up. She's the first person you see. So I think, and the distress call starts off the actual season. Her distress call is the reason for everybody getting together. And it pushes everybody. And then of course we find out that, there's so much canon we need to learn about Jean-Luc and Beverly. They were really getting it on the Enterprise when we thought they weren't, and then we thought they were, and they weren't.
That little,
so
the
there was a
little
lot.
tea sessions in the morning.
The breakfasts.
Breakfast.
The
what was
breakfast,
going on?
those breakfasts were
Let me tell
always
you,
suspect to
They
me.
were always suspect.
I'm
I
like,
was
this is a
breakfast?
really
Like, when did
intimate
it
moment.
start?
Like, why are
It's-
y'all having breakfast? Like,
It started
is-
when Wesley left.
No, I mean, when did she get there for breakfast?
Oh.
The night before.
Well, that day Vosh was
Getting
there.
Bev.
She came late.
Oh my God. That's funny. Okay, y'all in the chat are hilarious. Y'all are just like fast and furious. I can't even keep up. I'm like, wait, what? I missed it.
For the breakfast.
Hey, I gotta roll it back, but I can't. I gotta keep talking. Oh, I'm just saying, like, she was all half dressed or in some like a negligee and whatnot. Like, wait, what?
What?
When?
Beverly? I'm just messing.
Oh.
At
Oh.
breakfast.
Ooh,
It's like you.
At
Oh,
I know, ew.
you throw that med jacket around awful. My worst nightmare.
Oh my God.
But
Okay.
I love that Beverly she was shooting and running and
Yeah,
rolling.
that part I loved. I loved that. I honestly liked that Beverly and Jean-Luc didn't really get together. I
Yeah.
love the fact that she did something because Beverly was usually always right anyway.
Of course.
So to think that she wasn't right,
Mhm.
go through the whole thing and then have to have Picard say in the end, Beverly, you were right. We're like, we know she was
We
right.
know. You're the
She's
only
always right. You're the only idiot.
ass who doesn't know.
I mean,
What did
come
the
on,
lady
boy.
say? My favorite line of Picard. My favorite line, the sheer fucking hubris of
Woo.
this guy.
Of that guy. That guy.
This guy.
That guy.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
my favorite line of the entire
Yeah.
series of that show.
Yeah.
Because it was so true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We all said, "Yup."
Yep.
But I mean, also, like, it is a good, like, I love that what you were saying, Sabrina, because in this episode we really see Beverly in an independent way that we very seldomly got to see on TNG, right? Like TNG, like the only one or two times did you really see. Jesus Christ.
All right. Put it together.
All right, we're gonna have to move
Wait,
on.
let's do that. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, you see her take charge, baby. You see her very
Yeah.
confident,
Mhm.
you make it like she's not hesitant about any decisions, and she's fully capable at doing so many different things.
Right.
You know,
which was always there, but never fully realized. You know.
Right.
So
and
that's why
still a great mother. You
Yeah.
know, still doing that mother thing. You know.
That's why
All
you
right,
knew
so
she was on her last. She was on her last string when she had a call Picard. So
that was the only reason she was
look,
calling
you
him.
guys, we're only at number
All right.
7, so
Okay.
we're gonna
Let's
keep
go.
on because
Okay.
we got all right. So number 6, y'all. Number 6 coming up. Dun, da, 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 da. All the World's a Stage from Prodigy.
Yay!
Season 1, episode 13. Woohoo!
Yeah. So
we love us some
It's
Prodigy.
a beautiful episode.
Yeah.
Got all the tropes. Got everything going.
It's got everything. It's perfect. It's just the perfect little Star Trek show.
Yes.
Oh my God. I get so happy when I think about Prodigy.
Yeah.
It's so good. I mean, we got some TOS in there, you know, some ensign. He crashed the Galileo of all things.
Right.
You know, and it's been sitting there since the TOS era.
Hello.
And now it's poisoning everybody. And that, you know, the pre-warp and everything they told you not to do for first contact, he did.
Yep.
And then we get, you know, what are the Enterpriseans?
Yes. The whole culture.
Wow.
Live logs and proper.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, that's true. It is a love letter to the fans.
It really
and
is.
it's just it was such a that episode actually like gave me a lot of feels. Like,
yes, it
you
did.
know, I was a little misty.
I cried.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. We are Starfleet.
Yeah. Starflight. I loved it. I mean, it was fun. It was silly. The Prime Directive was there. You know, the morality was there.
Yeah.
The exploration was there. It was like, well, it was everything Prodigy is. It's like someone said, a love letter, but it also is. That's the place I send people when they want to know about Star Trek. You know, go to see Prodigy. Yeah. You know, it's not a kid's show. It's Star Trek. You know, and that proved it. I mean, all the World's a Stage, Shakespeare. I mean, I don't know how Star Trek can you get?
Can't get much more Star Trek than that.
Right. So I loved it.
It's Shakespeare. Let's quote it.
Hey. Yeah.
Okay. Shall we go to number 5?
Yeah.
So. This one. Oof.
Okay. All right. Are y'all ready for number 5? Okay. Number 5 is Equinox. Parts 1 and 2. From Voyager. Season 5 going into season 6.
Whoa.
I'm gonna let my sisters take it.
Man.
It's such a that's all you feel. That's exactly how you feel when you finish watching that episode every time. At both of them, you know, even like the first one finishes and you go, what? And then the second one finishes and you go, what?
This dude here is just off the hook. Wow.
Equinox is, oh my goodness. It like he's saying, it's vicious.
Dark, yeah.
Because it shows you the way Voyager could have went. Right. You know, if they didn't, you know, if they didn't have the ship they had, if they didn't have the captain they had, you know, and if they had met the wrong people at the beginning and lost their crew, like the Equinox, because the Equinox was not a starship, I think it was a science vessel or something, and it was small. So they lost 32 people the first 2 weeks or something. That's half their crew. I was like, dang. So he made a decision. He got all Malcolm X on him. He was like, by any means necessary.
He sure did. He was like, I don't care.
We're getting out of here.
Right? By any means necessary, we getting them out of here. Because this place is crazy. You know, so wow. they were just different.
Yeah.
They were just different,
Mm.
and they had a, you know, they did some. Whew,
They did some evil things,
wow, they were
and
evil,
didn't, they could live with it. They could
and they
live
were
with
okay
it.
with it. You know,
Yeah.
well, they were
Well,
okay until they were and they weren't. You
Yeah.
know,
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like, he was okay with it.
Yeah.
You know, the
Ransom
Well,
fact,
was, but he wasn't. In the end, he
yeah,
wasn't. You
no,
yeah,
in
in the
the
know,
end
end
he
he
you
wasn't.
know,
wasn't. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, because he needed somebody to yank his chain and pull him back down to
Hmm.
reality, and firmly embed him in the principles, in Starfleet
That
principles.
is the understatement of the night.
Yeah.
TJ, I mean TJ.
But she wasn't wrong.
Yeah, like, so, I mean, but mm,
Ooh,
I
the
mean, I
horror.
don't think he even did Malcolm X on that. I mean, like, he went like someplace else, like,
Yeah, oh yeah,
by any
but
means
he invoked
necessary, but
that, but I think he just, um,
he
you know,
rationalized the hell
yeah,
out
he
of
rationalized it. I mean, he
at
was
a
killing. I mean, they were
genocide.
genocide. They were murdering plus experimenting on those aliens.
Right.
Ugh.
Plus experimenting.
Right.
And as Black people, we see that and we're like,
Ooh, ooh.
I mean, it hits in a place because, like, all the medical experimentation that was done on us without our will,
Yeah.
come on.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Like, you just feel for that species so much. And
But
yeah,
somebody that said they were almost home, but they. I mean, when she said, "Well, how many more are you trying to heal?" 62. He knew exactly
yep.
how many he needed, and then
Ooh.
they weren't getting a lot out of it anyway. Like there were
Mhm.
little bits of
Right.
energy.
They were still limping at home.
Right.
It's,
They weren't getting
it
a lot
wasn't
out of
even
it,
a
and I was
viable
like,
solution.
it was not. It was not. And
He got it all he
everybody
had,
in
though.
there was evil. And then in the second episode, it just flipped. And Janeway became like obsessed and
Mhm.
unhinged.
Yeah.
And so quickly, she changed because she was upset that he didn't follow Starfleet's protocols, or he didn't
Mhm.
do exactly what she did. But he didn't have those experiences that she did. But she became, wow. I mean,
It was.
totally unhinged. When
Yeah.
she got my man Rick Worthy in that room and was like, "Listen, you tell me everything, or I'm gonna have these creatures come in here and I guess kill you." She didn't go that way. I was like, "Wait, what? What's happening?" And
Right.
Chakotay was like, "Nah,
She was going year of hell on him.
yeah. She
Mhm.
really
She
was."
was gonna get it done.
Yeah.
But wow, that's a very dark and just disturbing in sometimes episodes. So,
Mhm.
but
And
It's
yeah,
such a good, and another one that's like, it's a true distress call episode, but like, they really, I like how they used the distress call as such a character study
yeah.
in this one. That's what, I mean, for once I was like, okay, it's a good plot device,
yeah,
Yeah.
this one, and it worked well.
But it worked well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it worked really well. And
Yeah.
and can we just talk about the EMH real quick?
Yeah, let's.
yeah.
So my only, like, I like Voyager, but I cannot take that EMH. I swear that damn thing is always got an issue. And this one, so quick, and how evil these guys were. They changed the setting on their EMH.
Yep.
They took
They
his
was-
like
it was
moral,
killed.
right?
Yeah.
They took his moral code off or something.
Yep.
And the EMH from Voyager would have been fine if he didn't go over there and flaunt the fact that he had a mobile emitter. He's telling, "Well, I have a mobile emitter." He was like, "Oh, do you now?"
Duh.
Yep.
I was
Yep.
like, and then he became the disturbing EMH. How quickly,
Mhm.
But yeah, that was just, it's always him.
Bob Picardo, we love
And
you.
that,
this
folks,
is not true.
and that was Yvette's pet peeve moment.
Sorry.
I've had my Vulcans. She's got her.
EMH.
Yep.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Number 4. Dun, 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 dun. Number 4, nor the battle to the strong. Deep Space
And
Nine, season 5, episode 4.
Ah,
I
ow.
love this episode. It is so powerful. And each time I think I'm not going to watch it, right? Because it's painful.
Mm-hmm.
It's a painful episode to watch. And I get sucked in every time. Like I love it when they go all like when they do MASH on Deep Space Nine. You
mhm,
know, like first of all, MASH was one of my all-time favorite shows ever, hands down.
yep,
And when they do these like MASH like episodes, it just they do them so well. And this episode, yes, it's a Jake episode.
Yeah.
Yay. And that's one of the reasons why we love it so much. I mean, like it really showed it took Jake in a different direction that we haven't gotten to see and really showed like what absolute major props Sirach actually has as an actor, like because he
mhm,
really got to there was so much range,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
in it. And it was just such a it's an uncomfortable feeling. Like we were talking about it as sisters and we all have these different perspectives on it, which I think are really cool. Now let other people say their own perspectives, you know. But one of the reasons that it was so impactful to me was because I always look at this episode and go, what would I do? I want to say that I won't run away, right? I want to say
Mhm.
that, but then I remember those times in my life when I've been absolutely terrified, like bone shuddering terrified and really thought that I was in imminent danger. And how did I respond in those moments? And sometimes it's better than others. And other
mhm,
times I'm not that proud of it, and that's what I think this episode does so well is it for at least for me, like it turns the lens back on myself. And I wonder, and I can have a little bit of empathy for Jake as well as everybody else in that episode because I think I'm only human.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I mean, it's
Yeah.
so much.
I love the episode because, the end when he wrote about it, being a writer and turning this into something that, he was going to keep to himself, but he tells his dad.
mhm,
But, one of the bravest men in the Alpha Quadrant, your father is
mhm,
Captain Cisco, and you're going to tell him that this is what you did. I mean, that
mhm,
moment was it's amazing, and both of them acting that out was just wow.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This episode means a lot to me because I think I made the comment that you have to grow up to understand this episode, and I
Mm.
really had to mature to appreciate this episode because in the beginning, the first time I watched it, I was in the military. And I did not care for the Jake Sisko character at all. I hate to say it, but I really didn't like the character for a very, very long time. But I was young, I was in the moment, and those things were there. They were visceral. These things that were going on were things I was dealing with. And then I grew up and understood a little bit that it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be a coward. And then I had to grow up again and realize these were my perceived notions of being a coward. These are not really cowardly things. These are human things. When you're faced with blood and guts, and when you're faced with, like I was saying, when you're shot at or shot, your body reacts. When you have to face that kind of stuff, um, these are not normal things.
Mhm.
These are not things that humans should see every day, and so you react, and your body reacts in a certain way, so it can, especially your brain, it reacts in a certain way so it can save you from the traumas that you're seeing. So this episode I've watched in the 30 years that I've been watching Star Trek DS9 in varying ways as I've grown. Um, it I've always said that DS9 is therapy for me in a lot of ways, and this is one of them. This is an episode I don't talk about much because there's a lot to unpack here
Hmm.
for me.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I look at it differently now,
Mm.
definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah. it had to be here. It had to
Yeah.
be.
And you know what else I love about this episode though is as a distress call episode is that it's another one where they can't really make it right.
Right.
You know, Starfleet's not like, it's not the riding in on the white horse to,
No.
Nope.
it's a realistic, it's like, this is what it is,
Yep.
The distress was not alleviated by the end of the episode.
Right.
I mean, the Klingons stopped because there was a ceasefire, and the Klingons decided they were gonna, rampage anyway. So,
Mhm.
It might have been a ceasefire, but it's, they'll come back later and do it again.
Right.
So, but yeah, definitely good. So.
Sabrina, you got anything to add on this one before we move on?
No, but great acting all around. All the character, the whole
Yeah.
cast and the guest cast
Whole
too.
cast, yes. Mhm. It was really phenomenal.
Chief Burke was my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Chief Burke.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, changing course a little bit. Number three is
Ooh.
All Those Who Wander. Strange New Worlds, season 1, episode 9.
Mm.
Go ahead, Sister Sabrina.
This is a double distress call.
Yeah.
You were saying they were already on a mission, which was one of my favorites. Like you were saying, you like the triage MASH kind of one. I love it when they do a medical emergency and they've got to go race to get the whatever to the wherever.
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing in this one when they get another distress call. So this is a humdinger.
There's a lot going on in this one. I love those. I love when Star Trek does that. They give us so many stories and they make sense together. And then they do, just the great Star Trek thing where they introduce you to 2 new characters and send them on the away mission. And you're like, bye.
Nice knowing you.
Nice knowing you.
Have a nice breakfast and then
Oh my goodness. But I this is another scary one. I love the scary ones. I love that Star Trek does everything. I love that there's comedy. I love that there's animation. I love that there's science fiction. I love that there's horror, drama, character development. I think that's why we love this franchise. They just you can just do anything. Fantasy, So
He said,
this
"Hey,
was
Dad."
scary.
huh?
This was
He said,
scary.
They did. They didn't even have on red shirts.
JR said, "Bye. We hardly knew you."
Yeah, but for Pike, I mean, as soon as you hear you're going to some kind of gas giant, you should know, it's on. It's like every time there's a gas giant involved, it's gonna be trouble or some sort of raise that the comms are down, they can't get through, blah blah blah, and they crash landed. Oh, let's take the kids. Like, what are you saying? What are you doing?
Right.
Forgive me for being so tired at this moment, but isn't this the one where we first meet the Gorn on Strange New Worlds?
No.
I don't think
Or is
it's
this
the
a different
first
one?
one.
It's
It's
the
not
second.
the first, the second, I think.
It's the second one?
They mentioned them
We
before.
met them, but we didn't know who they were.
Right.
The first
right.
one.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Hi, Matt.
Yeah, so this was just a frightening thing, and everybody had the little thing, and then of course the worst thing happens.
Yeah, but so this is episode 9, right? Episode 9. So it would have been a great season finale.
Yeah,
it could have been.
That's how good it was. We got everybody. Everybody had a little something. I mean, it really wasn't a horror episode because she was leaving. This was the end, So, and then then it was a La'an episode, a Spock episode, because this is here's a scary one where another Vulcan loses its emotions. So it's the beginning, right? So this is when he starts with this. He loses control of his emotions here, and then of course we see in season 2 how that plays out. But and then of course we got the other Kirk brother.
I wanted to kill him. I swear.
Damn.
Oh my God.
You always want to slap him.
And now when I see that, I always think of Spock in season 2 when he's telling him to clean up his crap. And then he said he wants to fight him. I was like, go Spock, get him, Spock, get him. But yeah, sorry. God. But I think I think it's well done. Like you said, the distress call, there's 2 distress calls we're dealing with. The captain splits up everybody. The Gorn are scary as hell.
Oh my
scary.
God.
So scary.
Scary.
Were you not? I was not expecting anything like that.
No.
First of all, I wasn't expecting Gorn. Like again, like for real, like like mentioning him off screen, something like not a real thing, right?
Yeah.
And then there they are as a real thing, and they were so scary.
They were.
Oh
like
they were.
And Park scary.
Right, and they were real, and the fact that they were like they were children, babies.
Yeah.
That was scary.
They came off the egg like that.
Right.
Crazy.
And killing each other for dominance, and then the fact that La'an said, "This is our only chance," because if we have to deal with a full-grown Gorn, it's over.
Right.
We have no chance.
Everybody's like, "Oh, I don't want to kill baby." Well, the babies are trying to kill you.
Right.
So
we had no problem with genocide on this particular planet. We're going to kill them all.
And then, of course, in the end, the heroic, the unlike Peanut Hamper, Hammer decides he's going to be the heroic Starfleet officer that he is. And I definitely kind of lost. I was like, why am I crying through a horror movie?
Fuck it. Dude, I stopped the thing.
Yeah.
I could not believe it. I was like, wait a minute. Y'all are not doing this to me.
Yeah. I said,
first of
all,
all,
this is not happening.
Ronald D. Moore is not on this writing staff. Like, so why am I losing favorite characters? Like, I'm not even cool with this at all.
I mean, we think about it. First seasons, we've been getting rid of a lot of cast members first season.
Yeah, first season. Yep.
Shax was killed. I brought him back, but Tasha brought him back. But
and that's why I think Hammer's still alive.
That could be the next
second season. They did bring him back in a in a flashback. He came back.
No.
That's going to be the next top 10, like top 10 characters brought back from the dead.
Yeah, right.
It's like a soap opera. You're never really dead.
Never really dead.
Even if you see the body, it's never really dead. It's
never really dead.
Nope.
Never. Oh my God. Yeah, this is how I felt.
I keep thinking about that. Like, hopefully, maybe that'll be a little piece of. We can always have hope for Hammer.
Zombie Hammer came
He's from that ice planet. He's from like the cold side of Andoria or whatever. He's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine.
He killed all the Gorns. He's fine.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Okay. Yeah. We gotta hurry up here. Okay. Number 2. I Borg is number 2. TNG season 5, episode 23.
Oh,
Hugh. Hugh. Oh,
Hugh.
We love you, Hugh.
We sure do. We love us some Hugh.
We love us some John.
This is yet another reason why I was pissed at Picard.
Another one.
Another reason why I was pissed at the Picard.
Yeah.
Series, because it was unnecessary to kill Hugh.
It sure was.
Well, you know how I feel about Picard, but
I'm just
this
saying,
episode, I felt for him. I really did.
Yeah.
the trauma that we see from Best of Both Worlds is seen in this episode, and not only Picard but Guinan.
Mhm.
We see the trauma that the Borg has left on both of them. It's and I think Patrick Stewart played this so well. The anguish on his face when he decided to transport Hugh into his ready room. He didn't
Mhm.
even turn around. Like he had to breathe.
Yep.
You could tell that, he was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. This is a grown ass man who is like this famous Starfleet character. And he really just had to get himself together before he could even face this boy, as Beverly made sure to tell us that he was just a boy. It was, wow. It was deep. This is a deep, deep episode.
Yeah.
Even Guinan, who always spouts all this wisdom, all she had was kill it, kill it, kill it.
Right.
Right.
Right. For the first part of the episode, she
and
was
Geordi
like,
had to remind her, well, you go talk to it.
Right.
And she says something like, I don't know, I wouldn't have anything to say. And he goes, well, just listen, because isn't that what you do best?
Right.
Right.
Yep.
So
yeah.
And I love Beverly also in this episode because she treats him like the boy that he is. She talks about he must be hungry. Nobody else thought about that.
Nobody else used a pronoun.
No.
Right. It was her and Geordi who used the pronoun.
Yep.
Everybody else, a personal pronoun. Everybody else called him it.
They sure do. They sure do.
And
even Deanna wasn't really on board, which was
and I just want to I want to let people know, like, we know that this one is not, it could be argued that it's not a distress call because but we know that, but it started off as a distress call. They thought it was a distress call. And they treated it like a distress call.
And actually Picard said it. Picard said so it was a homing device for the Borg, but Picard said this is the distress call, and that's where they went on, and then they found out it wasn't. So I think it definitely it
let
qualifies.
Slide in because
it's just freaking great.
No, and I mean it's just phenomenal, I mean, like how what do you get? What can you say? Like it's just it's a really perfect episode. I mean, there's just like almost there's like nothing wrong with it and everything right with it, and asked all the appropriate questions that we want to debate.
Exactly.
I like this right here.
Nache is going to take his ass after what he did here, but
because he for what he did, he's the Admiralty is not happy.
Right.
Wow.
Up until season 7. So
I'm sorry. I just read Anne Marie's comment and I made me giggle. I'm sorry. You have to throw it up there for everybody.
Her manicures. Anne Marie always has something about manicures.
on the nails. On point on the nails. Okay.
Ready?
Yes, ready to unveil our number one. And if you haven't guessed which show it's from, which show we're missing.
Which show?
So, yeah. I don't know words, y'all. Leave me alone.
The show always does this to you.
Okay. It's Brother from Discovery.
Yes.
Episode what?
Of course it is.
Episode what? Is that?
Episode
Season 2,
1.
episode 1.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because I didn't write it down, even though I do know it. But
I love it. They're on the crawl.
Discover,
Brother, and Discover.
This is
and a disco.
It's a perfect episode. This is, really I think, one of the greatest episodes of the entire franchise. I'm gonna say it.
I love it.
I love that you made that statement.
I made that statement. You know how I feel about statements.
Yeah.
This is a great episode. I mean, it has the ultimate distress call. And then here comes Pike ship, ship out of order, everything's messed up, and then comes on board and says, I'm the man. Here's 3 reasons why, and yeah, all of them are true. What? And everybody just gives him the ship because he's got to continue on the original distress call that he was going to before his ship got messed up. So this is like, wow, what is happening here?
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. I love this. This is Disco at its finest.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I think next generation, the next generation. To make sure which one I said. It's actually a distress call that starts the series. Is the reason for the season.
For the season, right?
For the
whole season,
right? Because I had season 2 of Discovery because I thought. Basically, I don't know anybody.
We told you guys we were not lying. She had an entire season. And once again, just like she did for Deep Space Nine, the entire season of season 5, the entire season of season 2. As one entry.
Yes. So I think you could, but I said, Brother definitely makes sense.
Yes.
Because Brother just starts it all. Season 2 of Discovery is my favorite. And I can never watch it like go in the middle and watch something. Like I start from episode 1 and just keep on going. That's why I say season 2, because it's not one of those like in season 1. There's 2 that I really, really like, and I can watch those. But when it comes to this season, it just like it needs to be like watched together, and we're talking distress calls every episode.
Episode is a distress call.
Every episode is a damn distress call. So.
And even a mini, we have the miraculous saving of Pike, which is one of my favorite sequences ever.
Yes. Oh my word! Right.
Save Pike's butt.
It's so exciting. And then just like in and of itself, it's exciting. And then
Joel, thank you, Joel. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And then if you see, I don't know, and in just the physicality that it took to do that scene, and I was like, that's my girl right there. It's my action. I'm like, hello, Hollywood studios executives. Are you seeing this? She's your next action hero.
Yeah.
Sonequa.
Come on.
Before we go, I do want to mention with this episode why I think it was really great. I mean, all of that was in there, but if you remember the beginning of this episode, and the Cassini, they actually did the stuff with the Cassini probe. And they made this story up about the girl who made the stars, and Sonequa got to say
1,000 years ago in Africa,
right? And I was like, what? What is happening? This is awesome. It was just everything about this episode. You got to watch it again. I think a lot of people remember it, and they remember those, but they forget how it begins.
Yeah.
Right.
And Sonequa goes, space, the final frontier.
Yeah.
She gets to say that.
Yes.
And it's perfect. It's a perfect beginning to a really great season.
And that, my dears, I think is the perfect end to a really great list. I really enjoyed having this list. I like this list a lot. And more than anything, I've liked hanging out with you guys and talking about it. And everybody in the chat has been so much fun. I mean, thank you all so much for joining us. Yes, War Dog, love you. And I love everybody out there, and we're just really appreciative for everybody coming to see us all the time.
Honorable mentions over there.
No, we got no time.
We got no time. We ran out of time. It's time to go. Enjoy the rest of VTC, y'all.
Dead stop.
I'm just waiting for you, Tamia.
Okay. Oh, and okay. Last thing. We love you. 7th rule, and peace, love, and hair grease.
Bye.